What you doing?
Well, I'm sitting out here trying to get this RV trip wizard to work so we can get our trip planned. And I'm gonna tell you, that's a task among itself.
Rolling down the road, got my sights set high. From Tennessee skies to the mountains wide in my Roadtrek Zion, chasing the sun. Woodall's RV in USA, living the dream, enjoying the day.
The good thing about this RV trip wizard is it'll help plan this whole thing out. So I'm going to sort of show you what it's doing on our trip that we're going to be taking. When you come out of the van a while ago, you sounded just like Tracy Hedge.
I miss old Tracy.
I miss Tracy too. You know, if we had been here, he would have probably wanted to get in that van and go with us.
He'd slept on the floor. He don't care.
Either that or rode in a rocking chair on top.
Yeah, he'd slept on top. He'd done something.
Well, everybody, we're getting ready to take off on our big trip. Well, one of the things I wanted to show everybody was this can of slick stuff. It's called Super Slick Stuff. I don't know if y'all can see that beside it. I got this at Walmart, and I'm going to tell you, I didn't believe this would work good, but it does, and it really does a good job. And one of the things it says is that it's anti-friction, anti-corrosion, anti-rust, anti-wear, deep penetration, no wax, no gum ups, and no silicones. And this is what we use to put on our steps. And this is the best thing that I've found now. I don't know what you use, but this is what I use. The first things we want to do is we want to make sure that everything, after you get done washing, that you wipe and clean all this stuff off. Make sure that you clean your steps, make sure they're clean good. Make sure you get all the dirt, everything outside of the little grooves. Try to clean all that off. Make sure it's all off the sides, up by the side, this side, everywhere you can clean. Now, once that's done, we want to take and get the slick stuff. Now, we don't want to spray it all over the step. We just want to spray it up in this area up here where it goes in at, like that. We actually want to spray the sides, you'll see. Then what we do is take and wipe off the excess out here, close our door, and our step goes in. Okay, the next thing, after we get done lubing up all the steps and everything on the van, the next thing I check is my tire pressure. And I got one of these little gauges right here. It is the Astro AI. It's a tire pressure gauge, and it's digital from 0 to 150 PSI. And you just stick this on your tire and hold the trigger in, and it'll read the air pressure. Okay, now one of the things we want to do before we get ready to go on our trip is pull that, and that releases your hood. Then we want to go around and open up the hood. Right like that, and lock that in. And then one of the next things we want to do is get a paper towel. Tear one of them off. Now once we get our paper towel, we want to go down inside the engine here. We want to take and pull out the oil stick like that. I don't know if you can see this or not, but we want to check this to make sure that we've got enough oil in it. And what we're going to do is clean this off. We're going to stick this back down in there to see how much oil we've got. Push it all the way down to make sure it goes all the way down in there. And then pull it back out and then check and see. And you can see where the full mark is. And this is good. It's right on the full mark. So
We know that we got oil and it's full, but when was the last time you had your oil changed? We're getting ready to go on over a 3,000 mile journey. So one of the things we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and have our oil changed before we leave. Even though we still got probably 1,500 miles on it before we need an oil change. You know, oil is the cheapest thing that you can buy. I always change my oil every 3,000 miles, whether it needs it or not. And this journey that we're taking is gonna be over 3,000, so we're gonna take and change it, and when we get back, we'll change it again. So that's one thing we like to do, is keep our oil changed. Well, I've got my oil checked, and now I'm trying to sit here and think what I have to do next. Well, if you look up under the hood right here, you can see that your radiator fluid is here, and it also has a blue line, and that is the maximum fill. So that's where we want to make sure everything's filled to. Now, if it's below that, I need to get some and put in it. Now you say, what do you put in it? Well, just so happens I have a container here, a gallon jug of Mopar antifreeze coolant. Now, I use Mopar because this is a Mopar. No, I'm not saying that you can't use other brands that's out there, but my preference is Mopar with a Mopar vehicle. And once you fill it up to that line, it'll be full. And you can also see that this has a different color to it. It's not green, it's red. They're sort of an orange looking color. So that fluid that you get, try to make sure if you get the Mopar to get the color that matches that. Now next, right over here is the brake fluid, and we need to make sure it's full, so just tap it if you can't see it, because brake fluid is pretty clear. And you can see that ours is up to the level there where it's supposed to be. And now, we have checked 3 main components in our vehicle before we take our trip. We've checked the oil, we have checked the radiator coolant, now we have checked the brake fluid, and now we'll go to the other parts that we need to check. Okay, now one of the things that we're gonna have to check that I wanna make sure that I've got is fluid for the windshield wiper. And if you can see, the line back here in the back to the windshield wiper fluid is full. So make sure that you've got windshield wiper fluid. You never know when you'll get out in the rain or get mud or something on your windshield to clean it off, so that's a good thing to check. Be sure to get that closed tight and make sure it's not where it'll blow up. That's a good thing to check all that. Well, now I'm going to let you go back to watching Melissa make a dinner the other night, and also take a tour of the Swiss Haven Campground.
All right.
You know what, Mama?
What?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
I'm hungry.
You're always hungry. All right. How about we cook some chicken bacon ranch Alfredo?
Chicken bacon ranch Alfredo.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds like a winner to me.
All right. This is that new cookware I got. That carrot. It's got little handles.
It's pretty neat.
Look, well, they stack inside each other. You just clip a little handle on there.
And of course, in the Roadtrek Zion, we have an induction.
An induction cooktop.
Cooktop, so it's all running off electricity. And right now, we're actually not even plugged up because we have lithium running.
All right. I'll put my little pan on there.
So 300 degrees,
That's
is that what you
250.
usually cook at?
Your guess is as good as mine. This is a trial and error. I know how to cook on my regular cooktop. The induction cooktop's a little different.
Actually, y'all are getting to actually be with us while we're learning all this, especially today. So,
It smells good.
well, that chicken does smell good. Where'd you get that chicken at?
Costco. It's it's a grilled chicken bites.
Grilled chicken bites.
Yeah. All right, I gotta have 2 cups of water, which is 8 and 8, 16 ounces. All I got's a 20-ounce bottle, so we're judging.
You're just guessing.
I'm a guessing. All right, do I got any Creole? Oh, look at there. I got a little Creole sauce. You gotta have a little Creole in there. That'll just Cajun it up a little bit. I won't put a lot in it because you don't like it. I can put some extra on mine.
You can put that on after you get done cooking
Yeah.
it. When you fix
Well, you
it
gotta-
up, put it in your plate.
That way you now have blackened chicken. Some blackened seasoning in there.
But the weather here is great. We're in Tennessee, and we're in a little bitty campground. It's a new campground. It's only
He's been here, I think he said 2 years.
2 years, and the name of it is Swiss Haven Campground, and it's in Hohenwald, Tennessee. Okay, so that's where this is located at, and the gentleman that when we called him, they had tornadoes here, I guess, last year.
I think he said it was like February or April.
In February or April,
Yeah.
and they had a lot of stuff, trees that was blowed down and stuff, and he said he was still working on it to get it all cleared up.
Well, you can see where there's some trees
And
and stuff
yeah,
still,
we
like
noticed
uprooted.
coming in there was a lot of them, but
Which this is a nice country little campground. There's how many spots out here?
I don't know. That's something we'll do after a while. We'll go around and check everything out and let everybody know. But right now, we're trying to figure out what you're doing cooking over there and what you're fixing.
I got chicken going, and I've got my water in there. I'm trying to wait on my water to boil. When my water gets done boiling, I'm going to add my macaroni noodles, and then let those cook until they get done, and then add my cheese sauce and sprinkle it with some bacon. The Velveeta skillets, 1-pan dinners,
Oh,
they actually come
Let's
out
see.
pretty good.
yeah. Velveeta skillets, 1-pan dinner. So
And it makes plenty enough for 2 people.
chicken, bacon, ranch.
Yeah, it's something simple. You can stick it in the pantry. Like I said, we got a big pantry, so we can stick it in the pantry.
there, where they can sort of see your pantry.
We can stick in the pantry. We didn't bring much with us this time because we just like camping this weekend. We got chips, and I got some caramel syrup and some grilling beans. I got some pancakes, another Costco thing, and these are the best little pancakes. All right, I'm boiling now.
Now your pan is a boiling.
Yeah, it just took a few minutes. So I'm gonna put my noodles in there, and then I'm gonna put me a lid on and let her boil for about 15 minutes. It
And
says.
so that's basically all it is. And once you get that done, you're going to get it fixed.
It says simmer it for about 10 to 12 minutes, and then put the cheese sauce in, and then add the bacon bits, and we're good to go. All right, looks like all the noodles are done, so we're gonna put some cheese in there. It comes with a little cheese sauce packet. It's a white cheese sauce. Now, there we go.
Yeah,
Looks
at least
pretty
they
good.
can see what that looks like.
Yeah, and then you just sprinkle a little bacon bits in it. There we go. Looks pretty good. And I guess we're ready to eat now.
Well, what do you think?
So, I think it tastes pretty good.
I hadn't tried to eat none of it yet, but I'm fixing to.
My opinion.
Now, what'd you say the name of this was?
Chicken Bacon Ranch. It's Velveeta.
Chicken Bacon Ranch.
And I just throwed a little Creole in it. Kind of give it a little
That's pretty good stuff.
Cajun flavor. You know, you're what, about 6-8 miles maybe from town?
Yeah, everybody, when we come into this campground's about 2 years old now, I think he said. This year, earlier in the year, they had a tornado come through here, and it messed up a lot of his trees and stuff. We're going to walk around a little bit, but he is just building this, so it's quiet. You don't hear nothing. All you hear is the birds sing and everything. And
Yep.
I tell everybody that we really want y'all to engage with us. We want to answer your questions, and if you see something that we're not doing like we're supposed to, I'm sure that's,
We're newbies.
We're newbies, so we're trying to learn as we go, and I'm sure y'all have a bunch of tips and stuff y'all can tell us. But right now we're just sort of letting you see what we do, because we are traveling in a Class B van, our Roadtrek Zion, and we just want everybody to be able to see what we're doing.
You got to figure when you go to a Class B, it's how much stuff do you really need? And like I said, we went to a 1,200 foot rental, and we now live in 680 square foot. Basically a tiny house is what we actually live
Actually, what we built a barn dominium,
in. Yeah.
and I had it took me probably about 2 years to design this. I designed it myself the way I wanted it, and we wanted to be able to have something that we could take and pull our RV in. At that time, we were looking at bigger RVs. We were actually looking at some Class A's, but the more we got to looking and the more we got to thinking about what kind of travel we did, the time we would be able to travel, is that what you would say? And the economy on the fuel, yeah, and actually being downsize like that really had some advantages to it. She is a hoarder. She keeps everything. It don't matter what
No,
she's
I mean,
got.
I did some catering, and I still do. So a lot of the stuff that I use, we do Christmas events for the church, and there's like, 100 people, 75 to 100 people that come to church. So we set up backdrops and backgrounds, and then some women's conferences, some weddings. I cater my company work dinner every year, so I still have a lot of catering stuff. Christmas was my biggest thing. I love Christmas. So anything to do with Christmas, I got trees and decorations galore.
It really was a big move for us to be able to go down that small. And like I said, we got the 680 square foot, we call it an efficiency apartment inside of our barn dominium. I really have to tell y'all this sort of sounds crazy, but we don't have any windows in our house. We actually have LED panels with cameras on the outside of the building. One door you're able to come in, the other door you can only go out.
Right.
You can't come in it. So they were close enough you didn't have to have the windows from what I'm understanding.
Yeah.
So that made it simple. The good thing is having the spot inside the house that we can park the van in, because we actually can just take and pull right straight into the garage, lock everything down, and then when we get ready to leave, we can take and open up the door, drive out. We're gonna lock everything down. And we live in a good neighborhood, and our next door neighbors watches everything. They know when we leave, so we don't really have to worry about that.
Yeah.
But it's pretty nice. But
So it's not really as bad as people thinks. And a lot of people want the bigger stuff, bigger RVs, because they got to haul so much stuff. If you don't have any kids, we don't have kids traveling with us. If we
all
had
of our
kids, we would
are
have to
grown,
have something bigger.
So it makes it a lot easier on us.
But with us, it's a matter of we can pack 2 or 3 weeks worth of clothes. There's laundromats anywhere. We've got our stove, our microwave. We've got a convection oven. We've got a grill, quick pot, and it's
And a
pretty
smokeless fire pit.
a smokeless fire pit that's small that we can set up. So it's pretty
And
much anything we need.
So right now, we're gonna finish eating all this good food, and we'll see y'all in just a little bit. Well, you can see there's where the Roadtrek Zion is. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna walk around just a little bit and let everybody see what's out here. Campfire, chairs
like a
around it. It's
community
like
one.
a little community thing that they're fixing right there. Have a place for everybody to come around and kick around at. You're out in the boonies.
But I mean, they're graveled spots.
They're
They
gravel
have water,
spots, yes,
electric.
there's no asphalt.
They have water and electric.
You got your dump stations and stuff right there beside your campsite. And it just makes it handy to have small places like this. You know, the larger campsites and stuff is good, and they got all the asphalt and everything, but if you really like camping and be out in the camping areas, when you're traveling, if you're like in a Class B like we are, we could actually just pull in and not even hook up with water or electric, but there is a dump station there right beside the van. So, and you know, they've got bigger campers here too. There's some fifth wheels and some shorter campers. It's about 30 foot, and they're all nice. And we're going down here right now to the bathhouse to go see what it looks like. That was good. They got like a little snack box thing here where you can take and get drinks and snacks. It's real nice. And as you can see, when you come into the bathrooms, they're real nice bathrooms, vanities, mirrors, and it's got the rain head shower. You actually have a place that you can sit down on and a place to hang all of your clothes up on while you're doing that, and a mirror so you'll be able to see yourself. All in all, these are real nice restrooms and bathrooms. They have, right now he's only got one for the men's and one for the ladies, but pretty neat. If you go inside this door here, you can see there is a laundromat and washer. and one dryer. So pretty neat.
I'm Jeff Henson, and I own this little piece of ground. And I own this was an old home place. And the guy bought it for his daughter because she wanted to be close to the hippie farm.
Oh,
And
okay.
he said she wanted to be there not for the vegetables they grew to eat, but the ones they smoked. He was an old military.
Okay.
He was an old military.
Oh, military guy. Yeah.
And they
okay.
said now she's moved to Colorado to go out there where it's, you know.
Legal now. Yeah.
So he said, I'm ready to get rid of that place. So I ended up buying it.
Well, now, how many acres do you have?
It's right
here?
at 30 acres.
Right at 30 acres. And how much are you going to develop into?
I'm going to do another 20 spots and then some tent camping.
Okay, now how many spots do you have now that
I
you
just
have?
got 16, but
16.
I've got places for 3 or 4 more I'm going to put up here.
Right.
And then I've got, in the woods back here, I'm going to build some little overhanging cabins that overhang.
Oh, that'd be neat.
But I'm going to leave it where you have to ride a golf cart in. I
Right.
won't drive it back there. So
Yeah. Okay.
that way there'll be little golf carts sitting here and you take your golf cart into your camp. Thought about building them in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And do what you're talking about, be like a hobbit house.
Yeah.
Deal.
That'd be pretty neat.
That's what I was thinking about. But I said, that's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm gonna live long enough for all that. I got big plans, but I don't know how many years I got left. I had it full all winter.
Yes.
With a lot of them was long term, and and then they get ready in the summer to go somewhere else.
Right,
And some of
okay.
them had bought land here,
Right.
and they were working on getting their places set up, and so yeah, it's a good, profitable business.
Well, it was nice visiting with Jeff. This man's got a lot going on, and I hope him the best. And I tell you, Swiss Haven Campground was worth coming to. Well, in maybe another year or two, we can come back and see his dream come true. Right here in Hohenwald, Tennessee. Now it's time to get back to the campfire to finish telling y'all about what our next adventure is.
Time for us to reveal where we're going. And you want to tell them where we're going?
Everywhere.
We're fixing to take off and go to Yellowstone National Park. And the whole trip is going to be a little over 3,000 miles. We've got 18 days to do it in, and a bunch of stops along the way. That's going to be a lot of driving. And we want to take y'all along with us on this, see what all we see. And I guess they'll probably see us mess up a lot, see us make idiots out of ourselves probably.
Most definitely.
Most definitely. I know how that's going to go. So y'all stay tuned. Remember, every week at 9 o'clock on Saturdays, we'll be turning loose a video.
We'll be somewhere new every time.
Every time. And I'm John.
And I'm Melissa.
And we are
Woodall's RV
RV USA. Living the dream.
Enjoying the day.
Help her, Lord. Okay, that's all we got
Remind
to
me
do.
of that. I forget it all the time.
All right, that should have all I got to have.
Now you can sit out here and play with your car.
No, cut this off.
You shouldn't have put so much wood in there.